Yo, what up guys, it's your boy Legendary here, and today people I'm going to be showing you guys another deck profile today. This one's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be doing another Jaden deck profile, but as you guys can see in the thumbnail, I'm going to be doing Jaden's Rush deck. So basically what I've been doing for the last couple months is converting all of Jaden's cards into Rush Duel cards. I've had to change stats, I've had to change effects, I've had to change a lot of things to make it work with the Rush format. So if you're expecting just to see Jaden's deck, but they just all look like regular Rush cards, that's not what I did. I actually had to change a lot of things to make it actually make the effects and stats all fit with the Rush Duel format. So, you know, it's pretty cool, it's pretty interesting. I'm gonna get through it all. I'm not gonna read through all the effects. Like I said, I changed a lot of effects and stats, so I'm not gonna go through everything because I would be here for like an hour reading the effects to you and then explaining why I gave them different effects and stuff. So I'll quickly run through some like little things, little decisions I made, but I'm not going to go too in depth because it's going to take way too long. So if you guys want to know what each individual card does and read it, there will be a PDF file in the link in the description below, so you can download and read all the cards below and print them out for yourself so you can try out Jaden's Rush deck the way I built it. And I'll explain some big changes I made throughout it. But yeah, we're going to start off with his ace monster, Elemental Hero Neos. For this build, it's only going to be a pure Elemental Hero build, so there's no Neos Patience and no other Neos support other than Neos in this build. So Neos is the only one in here because it's his ace. In a future deck profile, I'll do the Neos Patience and the other Neos support along with Neos Fusions and all that other stuff. But yeah, we got Neos as a legend card, so you can only have one of him in the deck. There's Elemental Hero Neos. Then we have Elemental Hero Avion, Elemental Hero Burstinatrix. Clayman, I changed his defense to 1500 because in Rush Duel there are no level 4 monsters that go above 1500 attack or defense points. Well, now there is one that goes up to 16, but that's as high as it goes. So I just dropped his defense by 4,000 because if I kept his defense 2,000, I would have had to make him a legend card, and you're only allowed to have one legend card in a deck at all. So you can't run like multiple one of different legends. You can't do that. You can only run one legend in a deck, period. That's it. So I had to change his defense to 15. Sparkman, I changed him to a level 4, dropped his attack to 1500 and his defense to 1300. I might change this to a level 5 so I can keep his original stats. So I'm still going back and forth between if I want to do that or not. But there's Sparkman right there. We got Elemental Hero Bubbleman. I changed his effect too, so he still draws. He doesn't draw 2 cards, he draws 1, and there's more specific situations to it. Actually, I'll put the effects on the screen, so if you want to pause the video and read the effects, go right ahead. You can do that. I'll do that instead of reading through the effects because it's a lot of changes I had to make this work. So he has 2 copies of Bubbleman. He has Wild Heart right here. He has Liquid Man. I changed his effect too. I changed all these effects. I have Elemental Hero Neo Bubbleman and Clay Guardian. I had to change these effects a lot in order to make them work in Rush Duel. I took out the whole Metamorphosis thing and I just made it so like if you tribute him by tributing Bubbleman, then you can summon this card and activate its effect. And the same thing for Clayman. You tribute the original Clayman to summon him and then activate his effect. So that's how I made that work. Necro Shade, pretty cool. I will explain him because basically what I did was there are no graveyard effects in Rush Duels and there's no hand traps either, so keep that in mind. So I have to change a lot of effects to make them work on the field. So instead of this being a card that activates while it's in the graveyard, you can just tribute this card to normal summon a level 5 or higher Elemental Hero monster from your hand. So it still does the same thing, it just doesn't work from the graveyard. We got Prisma here, made a couple changes there to nerf him out. I made him level 5 just like it was in the anime because his stats are higher and his effect is very strong for Rush Duels, so I decided to make him his original level 5. We have Elemental Hero Blade Edge as well right here. I changed his attack to 23 because the attack of level 7, of level 8 or level 7 monsters only go up to 2500. They don't go any higher unless they're a normal monster, or a legend. So I had to change it to 23, and then his effect gives him a 300 extra point boost. Then we have Elemental Hero Grand Merge. I changed this card to an effect monster because in Rush Duels, fusions can only be summoned with specific materials. Like there's no generic fusions or fusions that don't have specific names. So I decided, you know what, let me just make this into a level 7 monster, so you know that way he has more monsters to tribute summon in the deck, so he's not always just relying on fusion summoning. So I changed this to an effect monster, 0 attack, 0 defense, and you can shuffle normal elemental hero monsters up to 2 from your graveyard, so he gains the attack equal to the combined level of them times 300, and then he's protected by traps. I read his effect just because I changed him so drastically. I felt I had to explain that. But yeah, so that's Grand Merge right there. Changed him into a main deck effect monster, tribute monster. Then we have elemental hero Sunrise. So I changed this guy too because he has generic materials and he doesn't look like any specific 2 heroes fused together. So I just made him into an effect monster. Also kept the whole attribute thing, and he searches out Miracle Fusion from your graveyard. Well, recycles it, because there's no searching in Rush Duels either. Like, there's no cards that search. There's only draw power cards. So I made it so you can add Miracle Fusion from your graveyard back to your hand. And then if you fusion summon an elemental hero while he's on the field, which you will because you added Miracle Fusion, you get to pop a spell trap card. So it's a lot more nerfed than the fusion, but that's because I'm converting it to Rush Duel format and the effects are a lot weaker. So I had to make it more playable in that sense. Then we got Rockwaller in there as well. You can read the effect. We got the 3 hero kids right here. Changed their effects too. Wind Karibo also changed this effect because its effect would probably be a little too strong for Rush Duels. And then we got Wind Karibo level 10. I had to change his effect as well, but it still does the same thing. It's just worded differently and all that. But yeah, that is the main deck right there. All right, now for the spell cards. We have, as you guys already know, his signature card, Fusion right here. Polymerization does exist in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel world, but it hasn't been made into a card. It would probably end up being a legend card. But basically, Fusion in Rush Duels is a new card. It's not called Poly, it's just called Fusion. And basically, instead of fusing materials from your hand or field, it's only from the field. That sounds weaker because it kind of is weaker, but in Rush Duels, you get infinite normal summons, so you never have to worry about, like, you know, getting all your monsters out on the field to fuse them, because you can just normal summon them as many times as you want in Rush Duels. So it's actually not that hard to summon your fusion materials on the field to use this. So he has 2 copies of Fusion, just like he does in the anime. He has Miracle Fusion. I changed this effect a lot too. I made it kind of like a last resort card where if your life points are below 1500, then you can activate this card by shuffling materials. There's no banishing in Rush Duels either, so I couldn't make it banish. So instead of banishing, I just placed the fusion materials from the field or graveyard to the bottom of the deck. So that's how I converted that. We got Skyscraper. Had to change this effect a lot because an 1,000-point boost is actually very, very strong for a field spell in Rush Duels. Like their field spells are very weak, like 300 points, maybe 500 tops. So I have to change the effect a lot. You guys can read it right here on the screen as well. We got H Heated Heart, Emergency Call. I changed all these effects. It's very complicated. I'm not going through all these, but I had to change a lot of effects to make them work. Like I said, there's no searching, so I just kind of did like this excavating effect and stuff like that, and blah blah blah. Righteous Justice, Oversoul. We got Hero Mask. We got Fake Hero. We got Fifth Hope. Those are all the spell cards right there that I added. I'm going to make all of Jaden's cards into Rush Duel cards at some point. I made a lot more than just these, but this is what's in the main deck right now. And then for the trap cards, we have a Hero Emerges. We have Hero Signal. There's also no special summoning effects from the deck. So instead of special summoning from the deck, it special summons from the hand or the graveyard. So just to keep that in mind. Then we have Hero Barrier, we have Kid Guard, we have Miracle Kids, we have Transcended Wings, and the Flute of Summoning Karibo. I had to change these into trap cards because there's no quick play spell cards in Rush Duels either. So keep that in mind. There's no spell cards, there's no quick play spell cards, and there's no equip spells either. So I had to turn these into trap cards, which makes sense because you're usually using these on your opponent's turn anyway. So it kind of doesn't really need to be a spell card. So I decided to turn it into a trap card. And there you go. But yeah, that is the monster spell and trap lineup. Now we're gonna get into the fusions, the main event, the fusions. Once again, I'm gonna show you guys the fusions, but like I said, I cannot read to you every single effect. I literally changed every single card in his extra deck. In some cases, I buffed up their effects. In some cases, well, actually, I buffed up all their effects because, to be honest, the elemental hero monsters, fusion monsters, are even weak for Rush Duel standards because they just don't do much. They're very weak even for Rush Duel standards. And then some of them had some effects that don't really quite work in Rush Duel, so I had to change them almost entirely, if not completely entirely. But yeah, so I did a lot of changes. All of them are changed. In Rush Duels, there's fusions that have just regular effects, and then there's choice effects where you can have the option between two different effects in a turn. Every effect is once per turn in Rush Duels. That's kind of how it works. But so what I decided to do is for the low-leveled elemental hero fusion monsters, the level 8 or lower fusion monsters, and I also changed the levels of a lot of the hero monsters because I wanted them to be a little bit better. Like I said, I buffed up a lot of effects. So I changed the levels. So if you notice some levels, be like, hey, hold on, that's not his attack stat, that's not his level stat. Ignore all that. I changed a lot of stuff. So I made some pretty cool, interesting changes in my opinion. But this is kind of how I wanted to do it because a lot of their effects, like I said, are either very weak or very weird and don't really work with the Rush Duel format. So I changed up a lot of stuff. So the level 8 or lowers have one effect, and the level 9 or highers have two effects, the choice effects. And there you go. So we got Elemental Hero Flame Wingman. Every Elemental Hero fusion monster has one of their effects have a secondary effect where if Skyscraper is on the field, it gains an extra effect. So that's what I did that. I thought that would be a nice cool little touch because I always find it kind of weird that when they have their own field spell on the field, they don't gain any extra abilities or any extra boost other than the 1,000 points boost when they attack. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool if they all had an extra effect if they were in their homeland, in their field spell, in their Skyscraper and all that. So we got Flame Wingman, you can read the effect right there. I kept it as similar as I could to the original effect, while also adding some extra stuff. Then we have Shining Flare Wingman. So I changed this to a level 10 fusion because I wanted to give it a choice effect. It has two different effects. You guys can read it on the side there. But he has a much stronger effect. He can actually pop monsters, do some burn damage, stuff like that. And obviously the boosted Skyscraper effect. Then we have Elemental Hero Thunder Giant. I changed this to a level 7 because I felt like 2400 attack is pretty high for a level 6, even for a fusion. So there's Thunder Giant, you can read his effect. We got Rampart Blaster on the side there, changed his effect a lot too to make it work, or her effect. We got Mudbow Man, changed his effect a lot. I love the way I made this guy's effect. I think this makes him a lot more viable. He has no effect, the real fusion, but I was like, man, that's really boring. Give him an actual effect that he can actually use, and that would be a lot cooler. So look for the effect. Let me know what you guys think of the effects, how I changed them. What do you like about it? What didn't you like about it? I feel like I'm gonna get complaints because people don't like change, but what do you like about it? I did make a lot of cool changes, a lot of cool buffs that would be like, oh, that would be kind of cool if they had a similar effect like that in the TCG. That would be like really cool. So let me know what effects you do like, what effects you don't like. We got Elemental Hero Steam Healer. We got Elemental Hero Mariner. We have Elemental Hero Darkbright. It made him a level 7 with 2400 attack. We got Necroid Shaman right here, also a level 7. We got Wild Wingman, changed his effect like crazy too. Now he's actually more useful than just discarding to pop a spell trap. He actually gains attack and can actually do damage on his own, which is really dope. So highly recommend you read that. We got Elemental Hero Wild Edge. We have Elemental Hero Plasma Vice. These are the choice effects because I changed these to level 9 because they were stronger, because they fuse a level 7 monster with a level 4, so I felt like those should be a higher level because you're using higher leveled monsters to summon them. So I thought they should be level 9s, and that way I could give them choice effects and whatnot. So read their choice effects and you could check them out. And then we have Elemental Hero Tempest. It's 3 materials, so I made him a level 10. 2800 attack, 2800 defense. Made a lot of changes to him because his effect is pretty kind of stale and a little bit boring. So I went off with him. I just was like, yo, let me make him like really cool and interesting. So let me know what you think of the effect for Tempest if you like it. And then we got Elemental Hero Electrum, the first level 12 fusion monster, 3000 attack, 3000 defense. I changed his stats and his effect. I kept it as similar as I possibly could to the anime, but like I said, a lot of changes. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'm sorry I can't go through everything. I don't have a side deck right now. I have a lot of cards I gotta make and print and different ways I want to build it. So if you want to see more of this, please put a like, comment below. Let me know you guys want to see more. Let me know if you guys want to see me test this deck out in action. If you want me to do a video dedicated to that, let me know if you want to see that. just like and let me know. Please comment so I know if you're interested in seeing more of this. This was a really fun project. This took me several months to make. It was a passion project I really wanted to do because I love Rush Duels and I also love Jaden. So I was like, I want to convert old cards into Rush Duel cards, and Jaden's my favorite character. Elemental Heroes is my favorite deck. So I was like, yo, let me make his deck. So I spent months making this deck. Obviously I'm gonna do the Neos cards as well, the Neospatians, Neos Fusions, all that stuff, and I'll show you all the changes that I made for that. But yeah, my mouth is sore right now, so from talking so much. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think. Please read all the cards. If you want to print these cards for yourself and try them out in real life, like I said, go in the link in the description below. There should be a Google Drive there with PDF files for you to download his deck. All you have to do is just print it out. It's already set up for you, so you just print it out, then you cut up the cards, you put them in the sleeves, and that's it. You try it out and let me know how this Rush Duel thing works for you guys. But that is the deck profile for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. God bless you guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Gotcha. Peace.